I am finally going to be talking about the first three books in the Mortal Instrument series. I'm going to talk about City of Bones, City of Ashes, and City of Glass. I just recently read these books and I'm starting to get into the Shadowhunter Chronicles, so I kind of want to split these videos up and kind of do like a book talk, I guess, and just talk about these books in threes. So the next, and I'm reading them in publication order, so the next video will be The Infernal Devices, which I am reading The Clockwork Princess. I just started, and then I'm also reading City of Fallen Angels. So, because it's really short, like, girl, I could finish her in like one sitting probably. But I really just want to hurry and get this video out the way. This is my very first time reading the Shadowhunter Chronicles. I was absolutely in love with the movie as a teen. The movie came out, the Mortal Instruments came out when I was, I think, in 10th grade. So I literally remember watching this movie every time I came home from school on Friday. Like, that was literally my Friday tradition. We have pizza sometimes. I would put the movie on. Nobody else was watching it with me because my family hates me. But I would watch this movie. My sister and I would watch it sometimes, and I was just so in love with the movie. Simon was my favorite character. I was so in love with him. Didn't care about Clary, didn't care about Jace, but Simon, absolutely loved him. And so we're going to talk about City of Bones first. So I gave City of Bones originally 3 stars when I first started off, but then Mika and I rewatched the movie together, and I ended up giving this book 5 stars because the nostalgia from the movie just made me so happy. And I was going to do a vlog for this video, but I was up reading at like 4 a.m. and Mika and I were on FaceTime, and she was kind of getting all the good parts. So I was like, you know what? Why don't I just film a book talk for this instead? When rewatching the movie, I noticed that I never cared about Clary and Jace, which I mean, I always knew that. I didn't care about the plotline either. Didn't care about Alec. Ugh. I didn't remember anything from the movie, considering how many times I've seen it. It actually had been like a good 6 years, I believe, since I've seen it. I remember nothing, but rewatching it, I was like, I don't care about Jace, don't care about Clary, love Simon. I was obsessed with the actor who played Simon. I still am obsessed with him. I literally watch everything he's in, and I'm always obsessed with it. And so I didn't care about the plot. I mean, I liked the plot, but I was just like, didn't care. But rewatching it, I was like, I don't remember any of this happening. It's the City of Bones. This book, I feel like I enjoyed this book a lot because I had such nostalgia towards the movie, and so that's why I loved it. And I love Simon and I love Raphael. Raphael didn't have a part in the movie, which makes me sad. I actually ended up falling in love with Raphael because I watched the show. I didn't find the show terrible. I mean, it was bad, but I didn't find it terrible, if that makes sense. Like, I was like good enough to watch it. It was like one of those shows where you don't really realize that it's bad until you get to the end of the season and you're like, do I really care on continuing? And then you're like, no. So that's how I was with the TV show, the Shadowhunter Chronicles TV show. But it introduced me to Raphael, and he ended up becoming one of my favorite characters. And I love the Simon who played it. And then I love the Alec who plays it, and I love the Isabel, and I love the Magnus Bane. I feel like I'm biased. Of course, I love the Magnus Bane because he was in Glee, and I was obsessed with that. Reading this book, when I was waiting for Raphael. Raphael is one of my favorite characters. He's my book boyfriend. He does not get enough attention. He doesn't get enough love, but that is okay because he's all mine anyways. And I love Simon, but rereading this, I realized how freaking annoying Simon was. Like, Simon was so annoying. And I do want to preface that this video will have spoilers. I feel like this video is everywhere. I didn't make notes for it, so it's gonna be a wild ride, but this video has spoilers. And yeah, so Simon was so annoying when I read this book, and then when I was rewatching the movie, I didn't realize how annoying he was. But I hope he gets better because I love Simon. And this book basically just follows Jace meeting Clary and like her being able to see him. The one thing that did make me mad about this was, it didn't make me mad, but it was like, okay, whatever. And it was a scene where Clary could see Jace, and then like they find out, like, you know, all this stuff happens, and he doesn't believe she's a shadow hunter. And I'm like, well, if only shadow hunters can see you, she's clearly not a mundane. And that's what irritated me. Also, I didn't realize how much the movie and the TV show kind of spoiled for books as they went on, and it kind of took the plots of the older books and like interpreted into them, which was like fine, but they took a lot of big plot lines. And so this book was basically just Clary discovering she was a shadow hunter and trying to find her mom. And I really liked this book. Like I said, I gave it 5 stars. Didn't really care about Jason Clary. Mika literally kept trying to convince me that I cared about them, and I literally don't. I'm so sorry. I do not give a rat's tail about Jason Clary. That's all I can remember from this book specifically. I have City of Ashes, which I absolutely hated. This was such a filler book, okay? This was literally such a filler book. I can't even really tell you what happens in this book. I just remember them going to City of Ashes and then them finding out that they're siblings and them going to the fairy queen making them kiss. Yeah. And then Simon turned into a vampire, which is my favorite plot of this book because I love Vampire Simon. I love the fact that he was in a band. We love a vampire in a band. One thing I can say about Cassandra Clare is she makes her character so funny. Like, I'm not absolutely in love with Jace, and I think it's because I was already in love with Simon. If I would have like never watched a movie and I met Jace, I probably would have loved him. But because I already like watched the movie Loving Simon, like I picture Simon in this book, and I just love him being a vampire because he wasn't a vampire in the movie, and I'm really in a vampire mood these days. So it kind of just I love my vampire boyfriends Raphael and Simon, and yeah, I didn't really like this book. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. The plot line was very boring. Like really nothing happened the entire book. Jace and Clary find out that they still believe they're siblings, and this book was so weird because they immediately started calling each other brother and sister, but like you could tell they were in love with each other, and it just was very it was it made me uncomfortable. It made me extremely uncomfortable. Like I get that they didn't know that they were related and stuff, and like imagine you falling in love with this guy and then you find out he's your freaking brother. That would terrify me. They didn't even know each other that well for them to still be in love with each other as much as they were. But that's just so awkward to me, and how they moved on from it was just so it was so awkward for me. And like I don't know. I'm trying to remember what else goes on in this book because I really don't know. And I'm gonna try to do these in threes as I finish them because I'm starting to merge the other books with this together. So yeah. Last book of the 3 I'm going to talk about is City of Glass, which I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. Obviously, I enjoyed this a lot more than I enjoyed City of Ashes. I will say that reading Cassandra Clare books, you kind of fly through them because they are thick, but they're fun. Like, I'm having fun with them. I haven't really, like, found a character relationship that I, like, stand or whatever, but, like, I'm just having so much fun reading these books. They're so easy to get through. The words are big on the pages, so it literally takes me like one sitting to finish them. And in this one, what even happens in this one? A lot of stuff happens in this book, honestly. Sebastian was either introduced in City of Ashes, or this one. I can't really remember. But Sebastian was freaking weird, and Minka's like, it gets worse, and I'm scared because I don't know how you can get worse than Sebastian in this book. He was literally a psychopath. He was crazy. But we found out more about the family plotline, and one thing I do like is all the twists and turns that this book does have. I have the collector's edition of Clockwork Princess, and before I ever read the series, I took a look at the map and I was like I said, this video is gonna have spoilers, so I found out that Jace was a Herringdale, and I was like, oh, T. So then when I read this, I totally forgot that because I got those books like literally when I first started my channel, and so I was so shook when I found out he was in Herringdale, and I don't know. I really just love the plot lines of this book, but I just feel like I don't connect with them as well as everyone else does. And I think it's probably because I didn't read it when it came out, so I couldn't like just fall in love like everyone else did. So I love them, but I can't be like they're my all-time favorite series. It's like my all-time favorite series. Like I enjoy reading it, and I can't wait to continue to read it and become a Cassandra Clare stan, which I get nervous because I don't know how I'm going to feel about Lady Midnight. I love Clockwork Angel, don't really care about Clockwork Prince, and I've been scared to read Clockwork Princess, and then I am scared to read like Lady Midnight because what if I don't like it, because I know a lot of her fans don't like it, but because I'm a new fan, I feel like I have a higher chance of liking it. And then Chain of Gold comes out at the end of March, which is why I'm kind of trying to read all these books. And I don't even know where I'm going to fit in these short stories. And it's like Cassandra Clare is literally grabbing me by my wallet and saying, give me your money. And I'm just like, all right, here's this. Back to City of Glass. A lot of weird, freaky stuff goes in this. They find out that they're finally not siblings, and then you realize that even though they're not siblings, oh my god, and Claire's like, oh my gosh, I didn't kiss my brother. But then you realize you still kissed your brother, Clary. But I feel like that's even weirder on another level, because at least with Clary and Jace, and I'm not like defending them or anything. If you ship them, I don't care. If you don't ship them, I really don't care. I'm not judging anybody. Like, you know, do what you want with your life. I don't care. But one thing that really was weird, like we get that like Clary and Jace, like, they found that they were siblings, like, when she was, like, 16, and, like, she had already fell in love with him. But Sebastian knew she was her sibling. He knew for years, and he still kissed her. And I was like, and then Mika was like, oh my gosh, there's a scene where, like, Simon gets jealous. And I was like, and, like, I was, like, confused because I'm like, did I skip that scene? And Mika's, like, reading it to me. I was like, oh, I did read that scene. I just didn't care for it. But, like, it was pretty interesting. It was a scene where, like, they're talking about how Sebastian kissed him, and Sebastian was like, oh, she does this little gasp before you kiss her. And I was like, I mean, whatever. But yeah, Sebastian is absolutely insane, and the fact that he gets worse is just like, I'm scared. My brother's playing video games. Yeah, that is all for this video. And I cannot wait. The next video I'm going to be doing is the Inferno Devices. Like I said, I've read Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and I'm going to be reading Clockwork Princess this week. So hopefully this video will go up, and then the Inferno Devices will follow afterwards. And oh my gosh, there's so many books that I literally have to get through. And then once I feel like I've finished like one series, I like realize there's like 80 more I have to read. Because even after I finish Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows and like the Dark Artifices, I still have to read the short stories, and I don't know if I want to read those in publication order. I think I'm just gonna read I've already read the first three, so I got that out of the way. I'm almost done with the Inferno Devices, so I'm going to finish the rest of the Mortal Instruments and then jump straight into the Dark Artifices and then read the short stories, which I might not, if I don't get to the main Chronicles, that's okay. I do know there's one book in the Tales of the Shadowhunter Academy that I'm going to like make sure I get to, and then obviously I actually really want to read Ghost of the Shadow Market, so I can't wait to get to that one. I don't know why I want to read it. I guess because I kind of want Cassandra Clare to focus more on her Downworlders, because one thing I did realize about Cassandra Clare is like the Shadowhunters are like so important. They kind of control everything, and then all the other Downworlders just aren't like cared for, and like we're just shown many times that the Shadowhunters are just so much more important and so much more cared about and all this stuff, and then the vampires and the werewolves don't get no kind of love, and it's like, okay, I kind of want to read more about the vampires, and like I feel like she could make this world so much better. And I mean, it's already good, but I feel like she could literally have the world at the palm of her hands, and she's passing it up for her love of the Shadowhunters, which is like fine, but I want to read more werewolves, I want to read more vampires, I want to read more angels, like literally there's so much more. But Mika was telling me like continue on with the series, like continue on with the Mortal Instruments, like you have to read that. It does like the plot line gets better. And also didn't know that the characters from the Dark Artifices are introduced in the like one of the last 3 books. So I'm very excited to get to that because I want to know if I'll stand Julian Blackthorn. Yeah, that's it for this video. I hope that you liked it. Please tell me what Shadowhunter family you would be a part of down below because I'm very interested. And I just love how everyone's basically reading the Shadowhunter Chronicles right now, and we're all just having like this one big buddy read where we're all on different books. And I really hope, I can't wait to see if I end up studying this series like much more than I'm already liking it, because I really am enjoying it, and I love talking about it with people because I don't want to be like, oh, I always felt left out, but like I kind of did, and now I kind of know what everyone's talking about, and somehow I went a long way without getting spoilers. I did get spoilers for Inferno Devices, but I mean that's okay. I'm not really like complaining or anything, but yeah, that is it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Tell me which Shadowhunter family is your favorite, which Shadowhunter you would like to marry, and like which family you would like to be a part of. So like I feel like, I mean, I know it's not a Shadowhunter, but y'all know I'm gonna marry Simon and Raphael. I said pick one. I never said pick one. So I would marry Raphael and Simon, and I would like to be a part of the Carstairs so far. Well, no, I like to be a part of the, I don't want to say Herondales because, well, you know, that whole thing. So I think I would be part of the Carstairs, but I think that I want to read about the Blackthorns because like maybe I'll stand them. But yes, that is it for this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.